Season 21, down the hatch.
Well, the theme song's 22 seconds, so I'm just going to assume that it's over at this point. Can't hear it at all. Everybody, and welcome to another edition of Moonhawk Studios Presents. I am your host, Jack Paladin. It's season 21, and it's 2026, and I don't know how the fuck we survived.
What a week. It's only Wednesday, Lemon.
Because
What a year. It's only 7 days.
yeah.
Today has been the longest year of my life.
Longer for, well, it's also long for me considering the news from my ancestral home state, but that's another show.
Well, we'll get to that in a second, but I was implying that I was experiencing a year. Yeah, I've been experiencing a year and a year.
Yeah, you're probably experiencing 100 years, basically. Yeah.
With me in the studio, as always, is my good friend Adam.
My prediction is coming to fruition, unfortunately. This year is as bad as last year.
We've already written off 2026. Bring on 2027.
Oh, boy.
I haven't written it off entirely. We still have midterms.
Yeah, we still got a long way to go.
If Trump allows it.
He's going. That's not his call. It's not his call.
He'll try it anyway. Anyway, we got Kevin back with us.
Yep, back here in the saddle with a brand new shiny new toy. I'll talk about that in a moment.
Alrighty. Got Petty Fan handling the technicals.
There is no scuff in bossing, say.
Yeah, it's the same.
A lot of things that aren't in bossing say these days.
Oh, God.
Oh, boy.
You got the Galax.
I do, in fact, seem to be here.
All right. Well, our guest dipped out on us this week. I think that's the meanest thing I'm going to say today.
Yeah, I mean, if we got any meaner, it would probably spend an entire hour here. So, yeah.
Well, that's backfired on us in the past, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I don't think saying in an email that I don't think your show is a good fit at this time is their house burning down. So I'll take the L. I'll take the risk of taking the L on that one.
I know. I'm just, why we in general don't go hard on guests who bow out.
Mm-hmm.
This is true. Normally, if they just say they got something else going on, but I don't know. I get a little bitter when somebody kind of snubs.
And again, of course, shit happens. Yeah, but yeah, sometimes that's trying to be nice, I guess.
I'm not going to say who that is, so that way there's no consequence.
I've already forgotten.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I forgot who
are we talking about.
Wait, what?
Nobody. It's like, who are we talking about? Nobody.
Anyway,
we have we have what I would construe an entertaining show for you tonight. But before we get to that,
bold commentary there.
Before we get to, but before we get to that, start off with the news. Adam, what do you got cooking?
I mean, not a whole lot, given that it's post-holiday, thankfully. It's just, the holiday season was pretty busy, at least around Christmas. New Year's, not so much, because the kids had to go to their mothers, and have
Oh boy.
stayed there. So
Oh boy.
it's been a lot quieter since then.
Mm.
Outside of that, you know, not much really to speak of. Hey, Kevin, how about you?
Oh, Kevin got toys.
Yeah, I got a toy. A big toy. A MetaQuest 3S, as a matter of fact, that I am speaking to you directly from right now. And so if I come in clearer than my usual headphone setup, that's why. It's because I'm talking to you via the browser on my MetaQuest 3S. So yeah, I'm going to have a lot of fun with this shiny new toy that I got from a certain special someone that I know, and I'll leave it at that. But yeah, I had a who came down for my birthday. I am now officially 35 years old. Officially, I'm not to be president if I wanted to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't even think about asking me. The answer is no. But yeah, I'm 35, and well, another chapter of my book of life now officially starting to be written, and boy, did it come up with a bang in the first week. But yeah, well, yeah, and yeah, so I had a good time for my birthday. Celebrated the new year in grand fashion. Won't go much into detail other than that. And other than that, and work related and work being work, I'm that's all that's going on around my neck of the woods. Eddie, what's going on in your world?
Internal
What isn't
streaming.
going on?
Yeah.
I say what's going on.
Me and Betty Fan are competing for the worst year opener.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I guess for the fun stuff, my family is on a new cell phone plan and we have new phones. We ended up jumping ship from T-Mobile to Verizon. Partly because we got a thing in the mail saying they were canceling our phone insurance, and my sister and I being disabled, if our phones break, we are screwed.
Yeah.
So we were going to need to upgrade. If we upgrade to the S25 Ultras on T-Mobile, our bill would have went up $120.
Woo!
We switched to Verizon, we are saving $20 a month on our bill, getting brand new phones and
there
insurance.
You go.
So, hooray for switching carriers.
I hope those prices don't go up, because
we have a 3-year price lock.
There we go. That'll help.
So, and then the contract term is also 3 years. Funny how that works. So
there we go. Yeah.
When that's done, if we decide, hey, you know what, they're going to charge us an exorbitant amount for phones. Our phones we can take anywhere. If we want to go back to T-Mobile, and basically try and get new customer discounts again, we can just keep flip-flopping because we have good T-Mobile reception here. And we didn't leave them on bad terms, so
yeah, there you go.
It's almost like if you have competition, you get better deals. Looks directly at the camera.
Yeah, isn't that funny? Isn't that funny how that works?
Yeah, it's almost like competition breeds innovation. Still staring at the camera.
Funny how that works.
But yeah,
still talking about late stage capitalism here. So
that was the joke, Mac.
Yeah, I made a point of this on social media not too long ago.
But yeah, that's been a thing. My mom is unfortunately mad at me because apparently she had a voicemail from her late brother, and it was lost when we ported over to Verizon because T-Mobile uses a weird voicemail system, not the regular number-based one like the other carriers use. And as soon as we ported it over, I guess they just deleted it. So if she would have told me, I could have went through and backed it up for her, but the problem is she didn't let me know till after it was basically too late. But yet she's still mad at me for it. Even the guy at Verizon was like, I don't know why it didn't come over when you ported it over. It should have been with your account, but apparently we learned that T-Mobile does screwy things with voicemail.
Oh boy.
And I mean, it's unfortunate, but at the same time, we had no way of knowing, but yet, she's still going to be mad at me for a while for it because, I'm the tech guy.
Just how
Yep.
it goes.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's your fault for existing.
Yeah, it's my fault for saving us $20 a year and getting us brand new phones. So yeah, that's a thing. This over the weekend, I learned that both my local GameStops are closing, which is unfortunate.
Oh, fine.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah, that company's on solid ground.
yeah. Well, it was more just having
yeah.
somewhere where I could get games that I knew worked.
Yep.
They replaced our GameStop at the Tucson Mall with an actual arcade.
Huh. That's actually funny enough. That actually seems like an upgrade. Yeah, I was about to say it sounds like an upgrade.
Well, I guess the problem with our mall, we didn't really have a GameStop left in our mall for years because it wasn't EB Games, and literally the only reason why it was still open is because of the lease contract. Once the lease ran out, they just closed it, which makes sense because rent in the mall is astronomical here. But yeah, we lost both of our GameStops, so now if I want to go to an actual GameStop, I now need to go to Kansas City and drive almost an hour. So that sucks.
You bring up Kansas City, I think of the song Kansas City from the musical Oklahoma.
It's almost like I'm on that side of the state. So yeah, that's been frustrating. Because, I like going to GameStop. Both of them were fairly near, like, the one on the north end of town was near, like, places my mom and sister like to go, and it's like, hey, I'll see you guys over at GameStop while you guys do your shit,
Yeah.
And then, like, similar with the one on the south end of town, it was near the Walmart.
Yeah.
Mom and sister could go clothes shopping, and I could go hang out at GameStop. Now I can't do that anymore because they literally closed today.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So that sucked. Trying to think of what else. I also went to the optometrist today. I'll be getting new glasses, and apparently from the number that was done on my eye back in October, apparently I have some scarring on my right eye. So, yeah. Hopefully no one ever comes near me again with a leaf blower. Because, yeah, there's not really much that can be done about it. It's just, I now need a stronger prescription in my right eye. So, hopefully I should get my glasses in like 2 weeks. And then, yeah, that'll be fun. Hopefully they don't screw up my prescription like they did last time. But yeah. As far as like other fun adventures, I did a Digimon tournament over the weekend. Took 7th. Yay. Honestly, I probably would have won The person who won, tied with, and I guess for some reason I got the quote unquote pair down, and I was put against a deck that I don't do well against, and the person who won was put against a deck that I do well against. If we would have switched opponents, I would have won. Such is life. But yeah, a lot of my break has just been cleaning, getting ready, because mom and dad are getting a home equity loan, so we can see about remodeling the bathroom downstairs, and we need to replace our electrical panel, because apparently it was recalled, so it's a fire hazard. So yeah, that's going to be stuff I'm going to need help them look into about, companies to get that replaced and how much it's going to be, and then help finding contractors to, redo the bathroom. So fun times, only not fun at all. But yeah, I think that's it for me. So go.
Alex, you're up.
I had a decent holiday break. We got to see family a few times, and I got to take a lot of time off work. We're currently in the middle of stage 2 of like 3 of fixing shit around the house that's been going wrong since longer ago than you'd like to, but all of the people who fix shit were off for the holidays too.
I feel
Our
that.
furnace had a problem with the igniter and also a problem with the manager, which they did not
Oh.
get the first time. So they replaced the igniter, which was making it so that it would shut itself off.
Hmm.
While it was doing that, it would also sometimes, when it was on, not stop being heating things when stuff
When
was at the temperature that
when the
it's
thermostat
supposed
was
to
telling
stop
it
at.
thermostat was telling it to stop.
So, yeah. So, for example, last night it was 78 degrees in the kitchen and I had to go turn the furnace off.
Damn.
So, they fixed the first thing and now it's doing the heat hot thing even more, and they have to order they came today and they have to order the piece for the manager, the part for the manager or whatever, but hopefully it won't be too long, and then later this week, early next week, hopefully they'll finally be fixing the light in the bathroom. So that'll be better. It's not fun to have a window open in December when it's freezing.
Yeah, especially because you have a propane furnace, right?
Yes.
So yeah,
Or propane or natural gas, one of those.
yeah. That shit's not cheap when it's constantly going.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest issue, is that if nothing else, we're burning a lot of fuel that really doesn't need to be burned
Mm-hmm.
to make the house uncomfortable for everyone except for my dad,
Mm.
who is of the variety of old people that it's never too hot for him, I don't think.
Mm.
So yeah, my big Christmas present was a Steam Deck that I actually helped with because my parents were only gonna get the cheapest one, and I gave them a little bit extra money to get the OLED screen and more memory. Which I will hopefully be using to play. If nothing else, I've installed a few games on it. But Digimon Story Time Stranger, if I want to play that on my own, it'll probably be on the Steam Deck. And I finally got Cyberpunk 2077, which I've been meaning to look at for a while. But my PC has a not very robust SSD. I mean, it's not tiny, but it's not big. And that is a game that says that it requires being installed on an SSD, so the Steam Deck is an SSD, so hopefully that works.
Mm-hmm.
Petty Fan has said that he prefers the mouse and keyboard controls for that game, but he likes first-person shooters, and if I have a problem, I can always try and find a dock and/or keyboard for my Steam Deck. The only accessory I have for it right now is the case that it came in, so I will have to pick up some of those over time. I also finished over the holidays the last of the Core Gundam and Planet System models, which have been posted in the Fragments of Silicon Discord and a few other Discords I'm in. And I'm thinking about doing a photo shoot now that they're all completed. So if anybody has any ideas for combinations of things they'd like to see for that, you can look at the models if you want, and see if anything comes to mind. I might do that before I start on the next model, which I have a few things that it could be. I could do Calibarn if I feel like dealing with a lot of stickers. I could do the Hukabine Mark II. I could start on the 3 Seed Freedom models that I have, which are the Infinite Justice 2, the Zagok, and the Cavalier Aphrid, because I like the Gundam that disguises itself as a crab suit and has a X-Wing for a backpack and has a light armor edition from an entire other series. And I have a couple other things too, but those are the ones that are currently high on the possibility list.
Mm.
And I think that's probably all I got.
Mac?
Well, in the realm of competing with harming myself for fun and profit, I was attempting to finalize some things in my backyard. As y'all know, I operate a couple of generators. I had a little 900 watt generator that I got off of Temu, and I had acquired last month a Harbor Freight Predator 4735 gas generator that I was going to use intermittently when the weather was inclement. Turns out thing's a gas guzzler. But I brought it home, muscled it out of the car, dragged it to the stairs, dragged it down the stairs, dragged it through my apartment and into my backyard, and got exhausted.
And at some point in this process, your body remembered that it was in the later half of the 40s.
Yeah,
I gather
approaching the fifth decade. And well, that and back injuries I've been dealing with since I was 19. And so I got tired and I just left it in the middle of the lawn. And I fired it up for a little while, put some plywood planks over it to muffle the sound a little bit. Ran it into my battery pack inside and it charged up pretty nicely and everything seemed to be working. That was on Saturday, not this immediate Saturday, but the Saturday before that. Monday, I decided I was going to put it on the little pedestal I made for it, further with the noise reduction, because I was also going to build a box out of soundproofing material, put over it so I could run it more frequently. And I dragged it across the lawn, and I use the word lawn is doing a lot of heavy lifting here. There are patches of grass between sand and cat poop that I'm working on. I've been trying to clean the whole place up because there was the dubious threat of inspections coming up. And I was finalizing my little solar farm in the backyard. I built a solar overhang along the back wall with the matched solar panels, and daisy chained them all together. And I was putting together with pallets and 4x4s and some corrugated panels I'd found, and I was finalizing that, and also dragging this generator into place. And I got it across the lawn, quotation marks, air quotes, and rubbed my hands together and grabbed it by the frame and tried to lift it into place. Now, I squatted down with the knees, lifted with the knees, not with the back, like you're supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not like I wasn't in retail and customer service for 30 fucking years. I know how this goes, you know. You know, even the last 7 years, lunking people's bags into the back of my car. I lifted it correctly. I pivoted wrong.
Womp
And
womp.
the sore spot on my back that I've had for almost 30 years made the most horrifying pop snap noise I've ever heard in my life. And the sound that came out of my mouth when that happened, and I proceeded to drop the generator, miraculously missing my foot, considering it was filled with gasoline. It's about 75 pounds, maybe 85. The sound that came out of my mouth could only be described as something from the Paleolithic era. Something that has not been heard on this earth for 100 million years. It was not a scream. It was just this strangled gargling noise.
So internally, he wanted death right then and there.
It was like, I can't even do it right because it puts pressure on my back to try to
Also,
make the noise.
I think your Discord just scrubbed out all of what you tried to do.
Yeah, well, and it was just in pain and paralyzed. It was literally, the sound was like, that's what I heard from my back. Like, it actually emitted an almost 70 decibel noise. Like, all the knuckles in America cracking at the same time. And I couldn't move. I just dropped the generator where I was standing. It was the craziest thing. Stood up straight, did the whole 9 yards, kept my back straight in the process, and then for some inexplicable reason, I turned at the waist and did not sidestep to turn. So when I regained enough sensation to be able to move again, because I was just leaning against my solar rack, I didn't fall down, but I managed to sit. I managed to get into a sitting position and just rest there for a minute. And of course, the outdoor cats, Button, Stripe, and Patches, were all trying to investigate because they heard this horrific noise that sounded like bones being ground up into porridge. So they were all rubbing up against my legs and stuff, trying to find out what was wrong with me. These are the 9-month-old kittens that are in the backyard. Been feeding since Pingu decided to abandon them. Yeah, Pingu and Inky, they come by intermittently now, but I don't see them much anymore. It's just the 3 little boys, Button, Stripe, and Patches, and they're all over there trying to. And I'm like, yeah, boys, I'm dying.
Here comes the end.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go over to the neighbor's yard to get food from now on. amazingly, at that point, I was able to go back and pick up the generator so the gasoline didn't leak out of it because it has a slightly gas cap. A used generator that I got from a pawn shop.
Mm-hmm.
So to prevent the gas from leaking out of it, I did manage. After I got sensation back, I managed to get the last couple of feet into my little pedestal there and just leave it there. And I proceeded to go inside the house and put on my back brace. Obviously, after I showered and went to work, because I was just like, ugh. And so that was on the 31st. I was notifying everybody, yeah, I'm not lifting your shit. And I was doing all right. I was getting progressively better throughout the week. The brace on through Saturday. Sunday, I was feeling pretty good, so I was just like, I don't need the brace. Fine all through Sunday. Monday morning, I get up, go to feed the cats. I'm looking for the water decanter. It's a glass infuser jug that I have that I've just been using to water in the cats' bowls. And I see broken glass outside. And I remembered that I'd accidentally left it outside, and apparently the outdoor cats had broken it. So I decided to go outside and pick up the glass pieces so they didn't have bloody kittens all over the backyard.
Friendly
And
reminder to everyone listening, Mac is not the smartest man we have on staff.
that's not the issue.
I know, I'm
Anyway,
joking.
again, following proper cleanup procedures. I didn't just, I didn't do that 80-year-old, or bow out my legs and bend over to pick up the glass. Because I have dizziness problems as a result of COVID, and causes breathing problems and stuff like that. I don't bend like that. So I knelt down, like I was literally knees, and then I was resting on my thighs, and I started feeling my right hip cramp. And so I got up. I said, "Uh-oh." So I got up slowly, and as soon as I straightened out, that paralysis feeling came back. And I don't know how else to describe this, but the sense of pain washing over me and then flooding down my leg just reminds me of the image of watching a sandcastle dissolve in the high tide. Oddly serene, and yet also incredibly traumatic.
Mm.
Especially if you're the one who built the sandcastle and you wanted to enjoy it for longer. But that was just, it just was like, I don't know, it was like a stick of butter being held directly on the flame or something. It just, pain just, it like wringing out a sponge. And made that primordial non-scream again. And then I did everything possible to try to get back into the house so I could sit down in the chair, literally 4 feet away from me, without Doodles and Tippy running outside, because I was like, you go outside now while I'm experiencing this, Doodles, don't come back. Won't let you in. You're dead to me.
Father, I must
you live
run
in
away.
Yeah, you live in the wilderness now. I was perfectly happy to just let Snowy live with me as the only cat. But I managed to get in and they didn't run out. Thank God. Because that's what happens, whenever I'm having some kind of issue getting in the back door, like I'm trying to keep the outdoor cats out and the indoor cats in, there's invariably some kind of, Jesus kind of, exchange of cats. I've got two of the boys running around my living room exploring, and then got Doodles out there eating grass so she can yarf in my bedroom. And then when Tippy gets out, he gets spooked and then runs around through the backyards, not knowing where the hell he is for like a minute. And then like 5 to 10 hours later, he comes back and I catch him sitting on the wall. And I'm like, Tippy, come in, I got treats for you. And he looks at me skeptically for like a minute, and then he comes in. Apparently the catalyst that now works is, oh, he's looking for you. And he's like, and then he comes running in. Snowy is Tippy's nephew by blood, but not through adoption. He's literally related to Pingu, Snowy's mama. He's Pingu's elder brother by about 2 years, I think. Anyway, so I got inside, and this time I was done. So for the last 2 days, I've been struggling. And Petty Fan got an earful of it during the stream yesterday. We're all like, not only do I have low power, but I don't have the strength to lug this thing to the laundry room to recharge it. So let's go. In more positive news, I've renewed my subscription to Final Fantasy XI, and I'm deciding which channel I'm going to play it on and what time slot. Looking like Thursdays at 5 Pacific till 7, just for a couple hours of me goofing around in the old game and see where I get. Power, weather withstanding. But yeah, I've renewed it, and I have 2 character slots, and one says Malaya and the other one says character. So either they deleted I hope they didn't delete my red maid. I would be quite annoyed if that was the case. But, considering I haven't played the game since, according to my Play Online account, I haven't played the game since 2015. So I was surprised there was a character slot available. So yeah, it's on the agenda of things for this year that we're going to try to accomplish. And if any of y'all are available, jump on Discord and make fun of me while I live stream it. The channel is open. Well, that's it for that. Do we have anything we want to talk about before we get to the videos?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. If I suddenly go silent, it's because I went to so I could use their urgent care.
Or you went to Narnia, but that might be for different reasons.
Yeah.
I would have passed out from pain, but
yeah. Well, do not speak to me of the old magics. I was there when they were written.
So we
don't
good?
laugh. Note to self: don't laugh.
All right, I think we're ready for the introductions of the footage.
All right. So yeah, since we don't have a guest, we have quite the gaping hole to fill. So we got a few things lined up tonight. The first of which is, well, so it's a few days into the new year, which means a new bevy of content has just entered the public domain. We might speak a bit more on what all has entered in the entertainment news segment, but the most notable character that's entering the public domain this year is Betty Boop. Specifically, her first incarnation seen in the 1930 cartoon Dizzy Dishes, which we have here and is now owned by us, the people. So we can play this free and clear. it is owned by the American populace. So let's get into it right now.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Step right this way to our cabaret. Don't wait to be invited. Just check your room. You'll all find room. Come in and get excited.
Minus the tracking issue, that's not a bad rip of this.
It might not be a rip. It might be a mastering.
Fair.
Like I said, remember, this is now public domain footage, so we can get better quality than like a VHS rip. More
Fair.
on that later.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking of skeletons dancing.
Thinking about our former partner in crime.
I think Skeletons
Who was
Dancing
working-
is also.
Well, it's a bit. This is all very much of the animation of the time, which they call fire hose, because of look at the bending appendage.
Was that $6 for a roast duck? Damn.
Remember, we are talking about a century ago, so
Yeah.
inflation's a bitch.
Oh, I'm aware.
When you were talking about free and clear in the public domain, we just got to make sure that we never accidentally get rips that were put together by those preservationist companies, like what our former partner in crime used to do, like colorizing black and white films and stuff like that.
Right, but this
Because
is
those have renewed copyright.
well, yeah, this is clearly not a derivative of that copyright.
Right.
And anyway, what we have here is Chef Bimbo. He was the original star of these cartoons. He got eclipsed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's all very much of the time. Everything, really. I'm just hoping we don't get the really racist characters.
Oh yeah. Probably should have pre-screened this.
It's a thing you have to worry about when
Oh
you go
my
back and
god.
yeah. So this is why they say the original incarnation of Betty Boop, because here she is actually a anthropomorphized poodle.
You look like you've seen some shit. Jesus.
If nothing else, she's a dog nose.
Yep. And the dog ears.
Dog noses usually do have slightly off ears, but not always.
Night terror.
Hank, we're already having a trip to the Uncanny Valley, and it's not even 3D.
Somebody drop?
No? I think that was the noise you just made it sound like a drop noise.
Ah, hi, not Bluto.
The fuck, bro?
Well, he's getting mad waiting for the food, so he's eating the flatware. Oh boy, a minstrel dance.
Believe me, it could be far worse.
It could. That was disturbing.
I mean,
cooked chicken.
if we're talking about minstrel stuff, so many fucking white gloves.
Oh, I know. But what was even more disturbing? What was even more disturbing was that the cooked chicken hatched another cooked chicken.
You mean yours
Turns out
don't?
it's actually a turducken.
Turducken's where you shove a
Bone marrow.
A chicken inside a turkey, which is shoved inside a duck.
And then you shove it inside of a person. Wait, hold on.
Now, then you shove it inside your oven, which is shoved inside your kitchen, which is shoved inside your house.
Anyway, this is happening for reasons.
Am I on some shit? Is that what's going on here?
It's like, I'm sorry, chef, but it's like, sorry, chef, but get to cooking, bro.
Look, at this point, it was novel still to have drawn pictures moving in creative ways.
There we go.
Hell, dude.
The microphone on my headset went dead, so I had to switch over to laptop. That's why I was screwing around there.
What the hell was going on with that mouse? I was over there looking in the corner. It's like, is that a giant ashtray for the mice?
Probably.
What the fuck did I just watch?
1930.
It's
Welcome
important
to
to
the
remember that this was
Yeah.
a relatively young medium, so it was easier to
Yes, it was.
amuse.
Early days.
Anyway, so yeah, that's one of the many things that has entered the public domain this year. And now we move over to what's really a cornerstone of our various media watching projects. And that's the Computer Chronicles.
I guess.
Because
You go ahead.
It's extra, well, not special, but
Poignant.
unfortunate, like tragic, melancholy, something like that, because the host and creator Stewart Cheifet passed just a few days ago, like December 28th or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
So we're going to, of course, take a look at an episode of the Computer Chronicles, but also an episode of another program he created. More on that later. So this episode of the Computer Chronicles would have been the one that aired next week, 40 years ago. I was looking at this week, but it turns out we've already done that episode. So you're looking at law enforcement and computers. So let's get into it.
Get bumping past the station ID
Yeah.
stuff.
This woman is not running a word processor. She's a computer scientist at the FBI trying to solve a crime. In fact, law enforcement agencies
do need
all
to
around the
adjust
country are turning to
this.
computers to try to make police work more efficient and more effective. Today we take a look at
Oh, look, the
computers
segments that the United States will fracture into after the Civil War.
Oh boy. Back when the FBI wasn't run by a podcaster.
I mean, this is still probably
Like,
going to be, as they say,
The Computer
propaganda.
Chronicles is made possible in part by a
Yeah.
group from AFIPS, the American Federation of Information Processing Societies. AFIPS, sponsors of OAC 86, the nation's leading conference on
1986.
information
Damn.
technology. For conference information, call
I said 40 years ago.
1986. Exploring today.
I'm feeling old enough right now to be having an AFIPS even as we speak.
Publishers of Byte. Byte's detailed technical articles on new hardware, software, and languages cover the latest in microcomputer technology worldwide. Byte, the international standard.
I find your claim to be dubious, McGraw-Hill.
Yeah, I was about to say, fuck you, McGraw-Hill.
And this is Gary Kildall. Gary, on the
Well, isn't McGraw-Hill the same company that rewrote the history textbooks to say that the Native Americans voluntarily moved off the land to make room for the white settlers?
Again, that's one of the reasons why my constant fuck you, McGraw-Hill comes up.
But in fact, real police
Yep.
are using real computers to nab real criminals these days. Is this another example, Gary?
As opposed to fake police using fake computers to nab fake criminals.
Ability to massage massive amounts of data.
Well, Stewart, I think it's that and a whole lot more because not only
Where we're at right now in 2026.
materials like fingerprints, photographs, things of that sort. And it's a situation now where no one person can deal with these things on 3x5 cards.
Also known as ICE.
Phone calls. So it's going to be interesting to see how computer technology, data communications, database systems are applied in this area where we need to have rapid access to information like that.
Well, on today's program, we're going to take a look at computers in law enforcement. We'll see a supercomputer that can sort through millions of fingerprints in a matter of seconds. We'll
A
see
supercomputer that is probably overpowered by my phone right now.
Yeah, I was about to say, the phone I have in my hand could
Artificial
probably...
intelligence. Oh God.
$1 million computer that helped
Yep.
the prime suspect
$1
in
million.
California's infamous Night Stalker case.
My storage capacity is 68 quadrillion bits.
Criminals in the 19th century.
Reminds me of those that one photograph of like a huge brick of PlayStation memory cards and so on.
High technology of the
some people in the notes are asking me how many gigs this is. My friends, this is like 618 of God's own megabyte or God's own kilobytes or something like that. I think it was megabytes, but I'm not sure.
My brother
And all
in
those
Christ,
high-tech
if you had a gigabyte of flash storage, no you didn't.
I'm just marveling at all these high-tech thimbles.
Yeah.
Oh my God, John Vanderkam! Fucking AG of California.
PTSD right there.
He was my AG when I was a kid.
Oh boy.
Under Governor Koch.
That is 3 million individual prints. We estimate that it would have taken our fingerprint specialist 67 years to do that search manually. Cal ID did it in less than 20 minutes.
No, I don't believe a single word that's coming out of this guy's mouth.
Oh, not at all.
There it is, posted to general.
Also, depending on the year, this computer might have also been operated mostly by punch card.
Damn, I was 9 when this episode came out.
85? I don't even think my parents met at that point.
85? I thought it was 86.
85 or 86? Still, I don't even think my parents met at that point.
It probably was recorded in 85 because this is airing at the very beginning of 86.
Yeah, this is probably recorded November, December, to air in January.
Well, shortly before I was born, either way.
Yeah, this probably was one of those that they recorded before the holidays, so that way they would have shit in the can during the holidays, so they wouldn't have to do anything new.
I think Star Trek The Next Generation was still on the drawing board at this point.
Joining us now in the studio is Louise Anderson, the marketing coordinator for Command Data Systems of Dublin, California, and next to her, Captain Steve Porter.
Oh God, it's a fuzz. Cheese it.
Police Department. Gary?
Sir, I'm just going to start out with a real simple question. How the use of computers really helped you as a police officer?
Gary, kill them all.
Police department for a number of years. What have you seen change?
I've seen a lot change. It's helped us greatly. We've broke into with computer-aided dispatch almost
Captain
10 years
Steve.
ago, what you'll see here today, and it greatly simplified the call routing, finding out...
They couldn't get a more prominent police department. They had to get the local constabulary, huh?
911 system
Oh.
we've heard about.
Guess I got somebody, I guess.
It's been really great in that when people call the police, we find out immediately where they are, what address they're calling from, can verify...
I'd make a Spirit Halloween joke. I'd make a Spirit Halloween joke about his uniform, but I don't think Spirit Halloween existed yet in 1986.
The Party City joke, I guess.
How does it work when I dial 911?
Yeah, they've been around since the 70s.
Yeah. Holy 1980s bullet.
Spirit Halloween was founded in 1983.
Really?
Sounds close enough.
What we can do is then have the
Yeah, but not enough stores had closed down yet because strip malls were still kind of a novelty.
Yeah.
That's why Party City is probably the better choice.
So this helps coordinate all the dispatching.
Speaking of
and
novelties, the
information
proto-femal is over here.
Computer system.
That's right.
God damn it, Adam.
Right. Okay, now, there's also another system that Louise you have that collects various pieces of information.
It's like couldn't decide between the bowl or the mullet, so I went with both.
The bullet.
Billy
No.
Double.
It's a statement.
is to
Yeah,
treat
it
this
is.
as when you
Something.
don't know a person's name.
Mid
or you
A's
don't
is
know
shit
too
right
much.
here.
I mean, those things you could in the
Yeah,
past look at
yeah.
on a 3x5
I
card.
think the Floby was available at this point.
Facts and you're trying to get the.
So you mean witnesses
name.
might say, well, the car is something like this, and the guy looked something like that, and you're trying to track it down.
Okay.
Right.
That's right.
Come
What
on.
we do on this is
Lord.
we'll look for an older model.
For those of you looking for a
Chevy or
Blues
Ford.
Brothers
And I'm gonna
reference,
say as
they
of
got
now, so the older model is from 1960 to 1970. And I'll say, okay, I want the Chevys or the Fords. And that's all I
Suddenly
know.
hearing,
In the past,
suddenly I hear a
we
dot
wouldn't
And-
do
matrix
this or
printer
this.
printing right here.
Database that you're using.
and what does SCMOD
This
stand
is
for,
what we
kids?
Would be involved. It's-
This is our demo database.
State,
we don't have as many
County,
people,
Municipal,
the regular
Automotive
department, you may
Database.
have 300 to 400 people in your known offender
So
file.
anyhow, let's track down 8 cars, which are Chevys
I'm
or
like,
Fords between a
okay,
60 and
that
70.
doesn't sound impressive
Okay,
even
what do
for
you do next? Let's say,
1986.
the person's description.
Okay, say that the
And them letters are just whipping across the screen.
witnesses, and now I've got a description of a person.
They probably got whole
What we do is
kilobytes of
look
memory.
at the people who are associated with
Boy.
these 8
It might
vehicles
not
and
even be
really narrow
kilobytes
it
at this
down.
point.
Okay, so
It may
people
just be
now
straight
enter just
bytes.
a limited amount of descriptive information about a suspect.
Yeah, they're system bytes, all right.
That's right. Because a lot of times, people think that they have seen a lot from the scene, but they really haven't,
Okay.
or it's just not able to be verified.
So the detective says he was a middle-aged white male. What do you do?
Okay, so say white male, cop work, middle-aged, is anybody over 30?
Now we know it's fiction.
So I'm going to say
Yeah,
45.
absolutely.
And say it's kind of medium height, so I'm going to say he's 5'8" to 5'10", and that's all I know.
Okay, this is reminding me of playing Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego.
You have on
People who have been arrested for
Hit it,
police
Rockefeller.
arrest records. Okay, to see if anybody
That's it.
meets those.
We're gonna get the code. Are we gonna get the code book for the satellite from the
Evan,
Interbank
don't
incident?
tempt me. I will try.
I'm hovering over the mute button.
Look. I'm just wondering if we're gonna find the code book for the satellite from the Interbank incident.
No, but we'll find the Chrono Skimmer.
Hard to say at this rate.
Oh God, no.
Louise just showed you is that not just Louise, but any
Oh,
officer.
just wait for-
Rockefeller was even on Where in Time? I guess they must
No,
have.
Well,
No?
we're in time. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said we're in the world.
That's where they had Chrono Skimmer, yes.
Yeah.
No.
I know.
Rockefeller was not on Where in Time. I will
Another
subject
one. I know they weren't for a fact. I watched that show a lot. Yes, I know.
Oh no, no,
We
no.
had the voice.
police companies in the country is
Yeah.
here in the Silicon Valley.
Oh no, no, no. You held marvel and recoil in horror at the opening theme to Where in Time.
Yeah, you will. Yeah.
I had the voice modulator for my Trash 80, so I got to hear when you waved the gun at the receptionist, she said, "You look very threatening."
And the San Jose Police Department is among a handful who've taken computers one step further. All the command officers' squad cars are equipped with mobile computer terminals, which
Oh,
provide
man.
officers with access
Speaking
to
of the
the
Blues
location and
Brothers,
status
I'll note
of
that
all
movie
units
was in
the field,
1980.
as
They
well as
had
a
this.
variety of motor vehicle and crime record information from
Oh
state
God,
and national
Motorola,
databases.
that old computer right there.
We didn't have them when we were changing
Well,
over
of course
to
it
the
is.
units. You really feel lost without them. It's sort of like
Jose.
dark tunnel and no lights being
That
available.
The
Jose.
cradle of technology.
You don't know what's happening in the district. You really have
Nice
to listen to the
Barrett,
radio
huh?
to catch every
God, how
little
much
thing.
Johnny
Then you
Cook
spend
you get
a
for
lot of
that
time
last
asking the
name?
dispatcher, how many units do I have?
Adjacent
Do
to
I have any calls
Cupertino.
coming in the district?
I'm
It
more
just takes
concerned
up
about that
valuable radio
fucking
time.
comb over.
The 48 mobile units access a
Wow.
central
I mean-
radio frequency and are interfaced to the
I mean, it
car's
ain't that
giant
bad a one.
digital mini-computer
I've
I'm
seen
waiting for the
worse.
old man to come running out and say,
system via one
"You're."
simple IBM PC. The system has worked flawlessly since its installation
Oh man.
6 months ago.
My
Within the
brother in
next few
Christ.
years, virtually all metropolitan police departments are expected to
Just
have
think this was 2 years before RoboCop came out.
Oh
Now that the
shit.
terminals are smaller, they are less
Yep.
conspicuous, and their power to help
They thought
officers
Ford
has increased
Tauruses were
significantly.
futuristic-looking
For the
vehicles.
Computer Chronicles, I'm Wendy Woods.
While we were watching Wendy's report, Louise and Steve have set up another
You weren't
program that
watching.
runs on a PC.
Yeah, we had a little
Oh,
switch
boy.
We were
here, so I'm not
laughing.
talking over telephone line. I
PC,
have a
huh?
regular a compact sitting underneath the table here. Steve, can you tell us what this program does?
What Louisa and I want to show you is land track software, and what it does is it goes against the database with some graphic software. It's a map of
Okay.
the city here.
Why
What
is
we'd
the
like to
police
do is to
officer
extract
talking
from the
about
database
his
all
software?
the robberies that occurred between a certain amount of time within the last 30 days. So let's say between noon and 10
Yeah,
o'clock
that
in
looks
the
that
last
looks
30
like a
days.
program that'd be used by
It goes out
cops
to the
in the
database and plots
1980s.
those
Yeah.
crimes on the map.
So each one of those dots represents.
I don't remember that acronym from Beverly Hills Cop 3. That would also require me to remember Beverly Hills Cop 3.
So what we would do is use this information visually to go with the police lieutenants, police sergeants, and ask them.
Not a desirable
plan
outcome in
to
either
deploy
sense.
How to deal with these crimes at the time when they're occurring, and look for the types of people that are doing them with some crime analysis information.
So this information can be fairly up to date then.
Oh yes, every day. As a matter of fact, it can be updated every day.
Now, Steve, suppose you want to go backwards now and ask Louise. I want to know exactly what kind of crime was committed on that green thoroughfare there. Can you do that?
All she has to do is center the crosshair on one of the asterisks, and it'll just show a
What
profile
drugs
of the
to
crime on
plant?
the lower screen.
Okay, so you're pulling up now.
What
the
revolvers
Word
to
file that supports the crime that took
place?
place at that particular location, and there it is.
Right, and it gives you.
He's using a
profile
laser
of the
wand like they have
crime.
at the
In this case,
library.
It's a robbery that occurred on Breezewood Drive. The time of day, the officer that took the report, and just gives you a
Swipe it 20 more times, it'll pick up that barcode.
specifics of the crime.
Now you also have some things in the panel here that say area zoom, slide, and so forth. What do these other functions do?
That's some different functionality of the software. You can zoom in on a certain area, in this case some reporting districts, certain street segments. You can edit some of the things that are in there if you want to change
That's
them.
right.
There's
It's
just
a
a number of
teleprompter.
functions you can see listed right there. The mouse enables you to do that.
And Louise, these systems are actually in use now. This is not just a...
That's right. In addition to Hawthorne, there's one at Norwalk. We also have been contracted to install them in several other places.
Thank you very, very much. Now, in just a minute, we're going to go to Washington and visit the FBI to see the absolute latest in computers.
Oh
and
boy,
fight crime.
fun!
Stay with us.
The absolute latest from the crime lab.
God.
And still more advanced than any of the current leading brain trust.
If anybody should know how to use computers to catch crooks, it ought to be these guys. And they do know how.
Really?
With a sophisticated computer hardware
No,
and software.
no, Stuart.
The FBI has
No,
invested
just
$500 million
you're not pulling off that trench coat at all.
coupled backups here at the National Crime
Oh, but come on, he's emulating McGruff the crime dog.
overwhelming. 250 characters of mass storage, 17 million records,
Or is that Fred McGriff?
100,000 transactions a day.
Both, yes.
There are 20,000
Yeah.
terminals accessing this system. Computers have
Oh,
given
man,
the FBI
terminals.
investigative capabilities which it never could have had in the days of 3x5 index cards. One example is a recent murder case.
Basil,
involving
this
a
coffee
judge
tastes
and
like shit. That's because it is shit, Austin.
He was in a different place. We went through all the hotel registrations looking for that suspect's name or aliases. By using a computer search logic and matching logic for dates and aliases and
Okay,
names,
this was
we
a
were able
choice.
to identify the fact and pinpoint the fact.
Having
that the
Foghorn
suspect
Leghorn tell us
was,
about the
in fact, in
computer
San
box.
Antonio the night of the murder.
One of the
Stop making me laugh. I've got a ruptured disc.
terrorism. And with
Isn't that the point of this?
it can now provide
I know.
sophisticated intelligence even
I'm over here not so silently dying.
An agent is driving his car on Route 10 out of El Paso heading west, following a van with suspected terrorists.
This was Senator Kennedy's career before he became Senator of Louisiana.
Yeah.
From that car.
So I don't know if it helps, but I hate that rabbit.
And he'll be able to do it while he's driving, and he can still maintain his visual surveillance of this suspected terrorist vehicle.
The FBI also
I mean, I'm serious. Like there, it's like no time has passed. He's still sporting that same hair.
to predict terrorist behavior so as to help develop its negotiating strategy. The behavior profiles are used not only to catch criminals after the crime
Negotiating
committed,
strategy,
but to prevent
guns.
crimes from
Yeah.
happening in the first place.
Lots
We
and
have a
lots of
file
guns.
that's sponsored by the CQS
More
And a hair
guns.
of threats to
Was
federal
that-
protectees, the president, and others who are protected under the law.
I'd say it's like we need guns,
That file had been
more
activated in
guns,
1 hour. There was
crush the blacks.
system of some
That's not a racist term.
Fuck.
Color correction term.
Hey now, hey now.
Can I say the fucking joke before you criticize it? Because there's more to it.
Yeah, I didn't know.
But who are threats?
I thought you were done there. Sorry.
That's not racist. That's a color correction term. Thank you.
Sorry. I thought you were finished.
No.
Anyway.
From the FBI's top agents. It applies its rules.
That's a color correction? God.
I get it.
You really need to watch more Epic Mealtime.
The FBI agent can
I haven't watched that in like almost a decade.
I was about to say I haven't watched that in like 15 years.
Recommending a course of action or what it knows in a particular area.
I didn't know that was still a thing.
It's not.
And on demand, it can
And no one will get the joke. And now, because everybody jumped on me, everybody's going to think I said a bad again.
Stuff at the FBI because of security considerations.
You
but
did. I'm
security
sorry.
computer systems are very sophisticated.
Right.
Let's move our own sophistication on this segment. I think so. Let me introduce the two guests who have joined us now. Dr. Earlene Bush, who's the president of Information Access Systems of Boulder, Colorado, and David Hall, the director of Information System Programs at Search Group Incorporated of Sacramento. Earlene, would you tell us about Probe One?
Probe One is an investigative information management system. That is, it is a professional support system for the investigators.
Jesus Christ, what the fuck is with her hair?
I think that's supposed to be a perm gone horribly wrong.
It's called a perm.
Yeah, I'm like,
It looks like it's made out of tortoise shell.
Allows investigators
It might be.
requests.
There's probably enough fucking hairspray in that to kill a baby seal.
Yeah, that describes quite a bit of 80s here, really.
If she took her hair off, she could probably club a baby seal.
If someone lights a fire in that room, it's going to look like a fucking atom bomb.
The system comes back and says it's working. What it's doing, it's handling my request like a document. That is,
Also, we must close the coal mine.
Of the document.
In this case, what is it searching?
It's searching actually a series of telexes on homicides. We have changed all the.
I'm sorry, I just can't take her seriously with this accent.
Facts.
Now, an investigator normally would have to read all this
Like,
material, trying to
there have been a lot of Southern accents on this episode.
Strangely enough.
You know,
The system works like.
I mean, they got the cast of Mayberry RFP right here. So.
Okay, first of all, the system.
Look, this is about to turn into an episode of Hee-Haw.
That are relevant to my request. And it rank ordered them for me.
I mean, we had the police captain right out. We had the police captain right out of the Andy Griffith.
It is like it.
Yeah. Do I need to whistle?
Other cases dealing with victims assaulted.
Now you just need to look out for Sheriff Roscoe.
And it tells me how close. The first one is quite close.
That'd be fine for this point.
Right on, so to speak. The second and third are quite distant, but.
Shame! Everybody knows her name.
Okay, so
Anyway, the point of this database is to keep track of them
is very similar to the
That's
situation
correct.
you described.
That's correct.
Which means it might have been committed by the same guy, for example.
That is
They
the
cuff 'em and
general,
stuff 'em.
Concept behind modus operandi that a.
So that's what happened to the cousins.
Okay, what's it tell you?
Okay, it is describing a woman who was
Wow.
assaulted and beaten.
That was borderline.
She was handcuffed to the car. However, the document does not contain the term homicide, which would be a basic requirement in any kind of a keyword technology.
Well, tell us a
However,
little bit about the technology.
okay,
What's the,
the
now,
technology-
in the sense of,
Damn them Boolean searches.
Do you take it apart, parse it, figure out where the verbs and adjectives and so forth are?
no, what we do on the front end is tell the system
I'm just thinking
the
of
subject
strong
matter
side.
that it's going to be
Ooh,
handling.
Boolean operators.
It's handling homicides. In another installation,
Hey,
we
Boolean
do
logic is
handling
fun.
minor support documents.
It's not always fun to
In
use, but
another,
it's fun in
handling
theory.
legal.
I mean, clearly this lady likes them. She's lighting up.
Like, well, unfortunately, the detective was illiterate, so he couldn't write the word homicide, so he wrote kilted instead.
You pre-analyze all these documents and figure out correspond to words to one another.
No, we analyze the subject matter and the terms that make
Oh
distinctions.
God,
between
she hates
subject matters,
Gary.
such as tire castings.
I think she's getting annoyed with him.
Yeah, I'm noticing some hostility here.
Homicide.
He's like, no. The way that she says no, wow.
And the Green River murder case investigation, which has been
It's like,
solved.
all right, I'll explain it to you, you unwashed pleb.
databases of the type that Erlene is talking about here are very difficult.
And for some reason, Mo Rocca is here.
Because of the very nature of them. They have
Where's Liam Gallagher?
There's no system designed right now.
It could be Mo Green.
Systems back and forth easily. You have to know what you're looking for when you contact another.
With those glasses frames, Jesus Christ.
He looks more like an older version of Liam Gallagher.
I believe with the development of this type of system and other systems of this type,
that's okay.
The FBI,
Mo Green got it on the massage table.
Much greater sharing of this kind of information.
How frequently are these kinds of sophisticated systems used? I mean, is cost a major factor in whether or not a police department can get into this kind of computer support?
Definitely. Trying to derive the funds from the municipalities or states or counties involved is a difficult process. And procurement.
Let me guess, you voted for Millard Fillmore.
Is there? I'm sorry, Gary.
There's always a question.
Zachary Taylor.
About large databases and the question of access.
Well, he has a voice that gives off the vibe of the old public functionary.
Also in the collection of information about people related to crime.
Garfield.
Depends on who has access to the.
Well, he's being very perfunctory in his explanation.
Yes.
Who's going to have that access to what type of information or what circumstances? Information of this type that we're referring to would be.
I think his voice might double as white noise.
Law enforcement, criminal justice agencies, and this wouldn't be something that we would see
more like pink noise.
Like that because it's of the type of system.
I know I'm going into a meditative state.
Arlene, is the use of the probe system in the Green River murder case the first time this has been used in that way?
In that way, yes. The other application was office automation.
Uh-huh. And what's the feedback been so far? What do the police in Washington State think about
this? I would have
This might have been the subject of an investigative discovery episode.
He is the system manager there, is quite familiar with the technology and quite enthusiastic.
Okay. And also, there's always a question that comes up also in
Fight over whether or not they can sleep next to the power box at the Carl's Jr.
Program in the sense that when the program put it together, leads to certain cases that more often than others.
Light immersion break.
They actually go back and check and make sure that these were relevant cases.
I mean, the computers don't make the decisions. They simply advise.
The judgment the computer makes is simply in reference to the document base and certain documents being related to
This is getting heated.
Thank you very much.
You can clearly see Stewart's trying to, hold on a minute.
Enforcement officials and finding criminals. There are some concerns of
Violence is about to break. Hold on, gentlemen. Violence.
Techno-ethical questions, and our commentator George Morrow.
Violence is about to break out at the Carl's Jr. I need to move.
All right.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Do you need me to pause or?
No, we're good.
It's
I'm just moving to the parking.
Anyway. I just gotta
I'm moving.
Turtleneck.
I'm moving to the parking lot next to the post office.
Which can keep the abuse of information by law enforcement.
Turtleneck divided by the collection of William French. Jesus.
Wow.
Mustard as hell.
Yeah, it's like marvel at it. Be fearful of it. Don't look directly at the turtleneck.
I mean, he looks like a turtle. Look at this setup. We got a green suit and a yellow freaking turtleneck here.
Kids, yellow and green makes puce.
Put a suit on him, and he's remember the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles a couple years later. Goodness.
Puce is a dull pink. Are you thinking of chartreuse?
The correction is hilarious. Also, I was avoiding saying puke, but now I've said it.
Why would you avoid saying that?
Expected to be introduced that day are the clamshell
I don't know.
and the new top view.
Making a color pun was funnier.
It's only funny if it's correct.
But it apparently will not solve the problem.
Well, we all know that's not true.
Atari reportedly plans to introduce a new upgraded version of the 520 ST. The new computer will be called the 1040.
Oh boy, Atari.
As the name implies, will feature
Remember when Atari was relevant?
The 1040 will also improve on the 520 by integrating the power supply.
They weren't very relevant in the U.S. at this point. Europe was a different story.
Atari also announced that a new version of the 520 ST with an RF converter.
Let's go back to the Computer Chronicles for this.
Like Kmart and Toys R Us.
None of those exist here.
major pieces of computer
Yeah, the only
legislation
Kmart
remain
exists in
unfinished.
VR chat
Congress
now.
reconvenes for 1986. They include
Other than
bills
a
on copyright
other than a
protection,
freaking former
computer
garden
crime, and computer
center in
piracy, and
Miami,
provisions
but that's
for
it.
R&D tax credits. Epson and Toshiba have announced the development of new color LCD displays for computers. Epson says
Oh
its
boy.
new 5-inch screen is 10
Ooh.
times brighter than existing black and white LCD screens with a resolution of 480 by 440 pixels.
Oh man,
A California
Holy
optometrist
shit.
says the
that
reason
looks like a
computer users
fucking
suffer eye strain
postage
is
stamp
because their
on
eyes
my
focus on a
display.
point beyond
Yeah.
the plane of the
The
screen.
thing is,
So he has come
they
up
were
with a
kind of
3D
encumbered
tablet, which he says
at
helps to
this point
focus
in
your
time
eyes at the right
because,
level. It's
well,
called
it's a
EyeSaver,
whole
and it costs
story of
$15
the
a
invention
strip.
of the blue
Well, doctors may not
blue
take house
LCD
calls
light.
anymore, but a new program called House Call may be a substitute. Its developers say it turns your PC into an MD with the ability to
Oh,
donate
PC Doctor, the
2400
program guaranteed to wreck your computer.
House Call comes on two
Look, it's more
double-sided
credible than the current
double-insert discs and sells for
National
$4.
Institute of Health.
Yeah,
Finally,
true
if you've
enough.
seen the movie Young Sherlock Holmes and wondered how they made that stained glass man jump out of the window
Ooh.
and wave his blood-tipped sword, the answer is a new graphics computer from Industrial Light and Magic, a division of Lucasfilms. The computer is called Pixar, and it not only created
Ooh, hello.
Oh, yeah, that's right. This was about that time.
Oh yeah. This night thing always comes up in the story of computer graphics.
That's it for this week's Computer Chronicles. We'll see you again next time.
Yeah. Pixar, huh? I wonder if we'll ever hear that name again. Nah, it'll never catch on.
Anyway, so that was the Computer Chronicles. Shifting over to the 90s, because I don't think you could get more 90s than a show called The Net Cafe or The Internet Cafe.
Yeah. 1996.
Mm-hmm. So let's find out what the dark side of the internet looked like back then.
Thing is, that picture that we
Well-
saw there
not
showed
necessarily
them.
Well, we're gonna get the dark side, but not the dark side you're thinking of.
Yeah,
Note for anybody watching this, the audio quality is not the best on here because we think this is a VHS rip.
A Halloween special, The Dark Side of the Web.
I was gonna say that graphic of those guys playing with the computer controllers is further proof that people making these videos have no idea how someone actually holds a video game controller.
Yeah. Then again, it's 96. So
I've
they
been
can't
playing
really tell.
the Switch Zelda games with my dad, and I constantly have to try to get him to hold the controller right.
Oh boy.
I think it's too much.
It's all happening tonight at the Internet Cafe.
Kids, a controller is not a keyboard.
Made possible in part by Intel. One innovative idea
Oh man,
always leads
Intel.
to another. Now there are connected
Da-da-da-dum.
CD-ROMs that link rich multimedia with related information on the Internet. For connected CD-ROMs, it's the Intel Pentium processor.
Oh my god, the Pentium.
Hi, and welcome to the Internet Cafe. I'm Stewart Cheifet. We're here with
How many Pentiums does that have? You got the Pentium with the processor with the pendulum.
I'm gonna beat his ass.
What kind of chip you got in there? A Dorito?
By the way, notice the freaking camera angles on here. This is how it shows you know it's the late 90s.
Yeah, hi
Oh,
Fred's
it's the late
camera.
90s handycam. Yeah,
Handycam shit right here, folks.
yeah. That's how they filmed the entire series Homicide: Life on the Street.
She's kind of a high priestess of the dark side of the net. She has a site actually called the Dark Side of the Web. She has over, I think it's 1,900 links.
Okay, I guess they're being very literal here.
Yeah, well, it's not the real dark side of the internet. We know what that is, don't we?
Even in 1990,
Are they ironically using Betamax to improve the video quality? Because I know it's like 576 pixels wide.
Yeah.
But
It is very interesting. We're going to take a look at it a bit later. So lots of cool Halloween-y type things.
yeah, the audio's a little bit funky here. It sounds like it's coming out of a wind tunnel.
Yeah.
He's dressed in the way that I would imagine the silent generation Gen Xers dress.
Yeah.
look, he somehow saw the BizCast Fry episodes of Homestar Runner and ran with it.
Yeah. Hey, look, everybody! Netscape! Hey!
Netscape, we missed you! We don't actually miss Netscape.
When there was actually an argument between whether you use Netscape Navigator or Netscape Communicator.
Or Internet Explorer.
Nobody was arguing for Internet Explorer, save for Microsoft.
That's correct.
Also,
Okay,
another
now
sign of the
witch,
90s,
in my mind,
talking
has
about
always been a lady with,
Wiccan.
crooked nose
Yes.
and the pointy
Yeah.
hat, and you definitely don't have a crooked nose and there's no
Those
pointy
witchy
eyebrows.
women.
Tell me a little bit about what being a witch in the Wicca religion's all about.
Well, I did consider bringing the pointy hat just because it's a bit of fun this time of the year. But I'm a priestess. Okay. And I'm a
Also,
priestess
this is
of an
back
earth
before
religion
the word
based
polycule was invented, so that's a plus.
So is
Yeah.
that like the Celtic tradition? Because I know a lot of your websites had mentioning about Celtic sites and histories. That's right. My ancestors are primarily from Scotland. Okay.
Oh, and a compact Presario keyboard.
And so that's the part
Media button.
of the
Yeah.
religions of old Europe in which
I
I'm
think
most interested.
I had one of those.
Unfortunately, the Hex Girls were not available for this interview.
God, I wish they were.
Also,
Liven things up around here.
Mac, as much shit as we talk about that keyboard's probably solid enough to kill a man.
Probably.
I'm just looking for the crystal and the dream catcher.
Yeah.
Probably recreate that scene. I could probably recreate that scene from the Last Crusade where he knocks out 5 Nazis with one shot with that keyboard.
Probably.
Yeah.
Especially compared to the cheap shit we get today that I could probably snap, barehanded.
Now, is that the Presario 1 all-in-one?
It's not in frame enough for me to see, but it might be. It's definitely at least a compact monitor on there. I can't tell if it's a full-on computer.
Good Lord, that thing is thick as hell. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, no, again, you drop that computer on anything, it's done. Like,
Yeah,
call the
you're
hearse.
breaking your foot with that one.
Just a reminder, this came out a year before the movie The Craft.
The veil is thin between the worlds,
Yes.
and the ancestors and fairies can come through.
Okay, the interviewer lady looks like she is on some shit.
And how generous you are determines how lucky you are.
Yeah, you can tell her, the interviewer, take a look at her eyes are just blown out of her mind.
Yeah.
Well,
spit it out, come on.
She's either blitzed or she's fucking this woman with her eye.
Or both. Both is also an option.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
We're in San Francisco area.
Yeah.
Arrow links. Oh boy.
Oh man.
yeah.
It e-zines. Everybody remembers e-zines. I'm gonna see myself out.
I was drawing at this point. I was getting ready to start drawing political cartoons or cartoons for Medusa's Mirror.
So I can actually find out what's in store for me.
My friend Chris is Celtic.
I think I will.
Well,
And are there any other
he identifies as a druid.
related to the Wiccan religion that would be important if people were wanting to understand a little bit more
As
about?
far as I know, he still does.
So do you want to go to Lilith Fair or not?
I need a +1.
Magic page has an excellent link, and the Celebrate Spirits page. I went out on Alta Vista today, and there were
Alta Vista, no.
Alta Vista, oh God.
Unfortunately, we can't show any images of people being skyclad on this broadcast.
Even on PBS, folks, no.
Do it like they do on the Discovery Channel. Wait, no, hold on.
I will say this though, these websites don't look bad for '96.
I would rather have websites like this than the modern shit we have now, please and thank you.
They put all these pages together. They put all these pages together in Front Page Express and use Microsoft clip art.
Yeah, well, for 1996, these don't look too bad at all.
I've seen much worse.
Yeah, exactly.
At least there are no fucking frames.
Are they on GeoCities or Angel Fire?
I don't know. They didn't give us a URL.
I think they're
And they're just using a
matching.
generic set, it looks like.
I think they're getting mixed matching.
Oh my god, bro, are you good?
I think I downloaded an old porno video that had this this layout.
Where you can find information about the history and art of the afterlife.
Did you see the
I
broken
think bro
teeth there?
lost a bet with a baseball bat.
Ugh. Postmodernism.
Like I
Admittedly,
said,
the
I've got
effects in
a.
this is pretty good on the like little animation they have on here.
It looks like some sort of
Wait.
event game.
It probably is.
Wait until they zoom in and it drops to like 1 frame per second.
Oh God! I thought I recognized that.
I'm telling you guys, I had a copy of Yorosoka Doji Legend of the Overfiend with that exact same template on CD-ROM.
Probably this is another horror fest.
Is that a gateway in the background?
Probably.
I would not be surprised.
They're probably at the Gateway store.
Well, that's definitely a
it looks-
compact Stewart and them are sitting at, so they're probably just at a regular net cafe and they have just mixed of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. They sit there at a net cafe of I forgot what the name was, but yeah, they apparently they recorded this at various internet cafes across the Pacific Bay Area, I guess. Because look back, like they were at
Phil
one
underscore Simon.
couple episodes. They're at here for this. They probably went to various all across the area. Then it just
It was
one.
Phil. It was Phil underscore Simon.
Yeah, yeah. They do underscores for every single one of the names on this show.
Yeah, that's the nephew Paul Simon was trying to forget about, right?
Yeah.
Second cousin.
And when he came back, there were
Once
like
removed.
little silhouettes
Once
of
removed,
roaches
yes.
on the roaches were inside the camera. Yeah.
I mean, with that helmet of hair, you know.
So why not make a game make everybody else
Exactly. Share a horrible experience.
That's the guy they cloned Zuckerberg from.
Well, you're an embittered young entomologist who's just embezzled a whole bunch of money from the university where you work.
Oh no, wait, he has too much chin.
You might see the error of your ways and change your life.
Also not enough scales.
Navigate? Is it like SimRoach or what?
It's like a simulation. It's more.
I'd like to hang out with you, totally human type people, like
Also,
human
good
type
lord,
people
those
do.
sideburns.
Small little bug that has to navigate through the 6 rooms of this old decrepit apartment building. And along the way, you encounter all the different obstacles that a roach might encounter.
I've played this game.
Rats and spiders.
I did not like it.
You also encounter obstacles that prevent you from getting where you need to go, and the world suddenly becomes.
I mean, the effects aren't bad,
So you're not worrying about food and energy.
especially for the 90s.
It's the roaches.
Now, what
Yeah.
research did you guys do
Yep.
other than getting bugs in your ears? I mean, did you actually study roaches to see how to make this lifelike?
Well, in addition to having 2 entomologists.
Anybody who's ever lived in an apartment automatically loathes this game.
In a box, I hope.
In an aquarium. They called it.
Probably so if you saw the movie Joe's Apartment.
Yeah, probably.
Or Raising Arizona.
My reference is better.
We'd walk around looking at the world.
Yeah, but the actor didn't eat an actual real live roach.
Now, when you guys went on the road with us, I know you went to Comdex. You actually brought some of these roaches with you, kind of like a prop. I mean, what happened with the roaches you were traveling with? Are good companions?
They got out in a real ritzy Chicago hotel.
I'm endlessly amused at Stewart Cheifet's attempts to be hip with the youth.
And we brought him on the plane. We were going to bring him.
And
Yeah,
failing.
he was trying.
Hello, my
God bless him. God bless
Hello,
him.
my fellow high school students.
God bless him.
So much. How do you do, fellow kids?
Yes, yes.
Here.
Hard.
Pulling her hair out. They were like wedged up in the shower curtain.
Oh, man. The maid finally?
Thank God, no. They would have kicked us out of the hotel for sure.
Now, after having designed this game and spent all this time with roaches and played the game and so on, I mean, have you changed your attitude about roaches? You think of these guys differently rather than just yucky creatures?
Yeah, we think of them as fascinating creatures. I mean, they've been around for so long. And
That's a lie.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd stomp on
Yeah.
them. I would. I would.
You're still reaching for the raid.
So when you play the game,
See that white thing on the side of the monitor?
Yeah.
That's the card swiper, so you could buy more time.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
It's an actual net cafe.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's either to buy
Can
more
we stop
time.
showing this game?
It's either to buy more time or like preferred account thing,
Yeah.
So you've got to figure out how to knock your
where they just kind of gave you a time card you loaded and you swiped that and it gave you a login.
And they tell you what to
No, I actually went to a net cafe in San Diego that had the same card swipers. They're literally so you could buy more time.
Allowed you to knock out this 300-pound guy by dumping pills into his beer, drinks the beer, and
You get a prompt on the screen that says that you need to buy more time.
Metamorphosize or whatever, become a human again?
yeah, you've got to become a human again.
10 more minutes for only $5.
Apartment where you live, the guy that you're playing lives. She's kind of
Guys, you can edit. You don't keep the flubs.
game and you get back up there, you can turn yourself back into a human being. You can kind of
Lord, can we stop showing the Roach game?
Now, what's the reaction of people when they first
It's
I
bad.
get you're trying to promote this, but you know,
They go, yuck, I don't have anything to do with this game.
It's another reminder it's the 90s.
Mhm.
And it's time for
You guys
quacks.
gonna dress up as a cockroach for Halloween?
No, we've had enough of roaches.
Yeah, I know.
No more.
Oh, good. Even they're tired of it.
Cyberblast, we're going
Yeah.
to send you 2 complete multimedia games plus a little something from Monty Python. What you're seeing
Doom.
over here is
Oh,
the actual data
oh
coming
God,
from
it's my
the
high
right
school.
now. We're sending you
And
this
the people I
program
knew in
with
high
TV
school.
signal at about 2 megabytes per minute. If you don't have a
2
TV modem
megabytes
with
All
per
we
cable,
need-
minute.
get these files off our website on your
All
telephone.
we need is star control, the Urquan hierarchy.
At least a half an hour. Let me tell you what we're sending you. I'm sure many of you have played Doom, the groundbreaking first-person action game.
Wait.
That set a new standard for real
You played. I'm sure you played Doom, but let me explain that nonetheless.
Wait a minute.
of Doom, we're sending you a complete copy right now. Remember, Doom has
So they went over this briefly. What this is? This is actually the data to download the stuff. If you're playing this if you're watching this on a computer, like a specific type of capture card, it could pull down this data.
Yeah.
Warcraft is set in medieval times.
Basically, it's the same type of technology that would later be used by Evo. Basically.
They're plugging Monty Python's total waste of time.
It's like we had that as a kid.
I still have it.
I never got too far in it though.
Sending them the Monty Python the Rail Adventure game. I actually had.
Oh, there you go.
So the static what appears to be a static pattern is the equivalent of the e-reader cards, or alternately QR codes presented at a rate of like 1 per frame.
Basically, yes.
I mean, for God's sake, why are they?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Why are they still talking about original Doom in 1996? I mean, they had Hexen, Riven. We were only a year away from Daikatana.
Well, the thing is, that was able to download the shareware version of Doom. Before then, you could only get it on a floppy.
I was just waiting for Adam to retch when I said Daikatana.
Daikatana came out in 2000, so you're not even close to accurate.
Oh my God! Look at that.
Oh, I thought it was 97.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's where they were aiming for.
Okay.
Is it more of like the fun side?
Yep.
That makes it even worse.
Or are we talking also?
Ah, yes, the 90s pixie cut.
You're probably sick.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff about horror.
Lori Petty, is that you?
No.
So what are some of your favorites?
Got that late '90s dark. Got that late '90s blonde goth look here. I can't knock it, honestly.
Like horror stories in
Oh God, no! That has to be a GeoCities site. Good Lord.
something a little more scary.
Possibly.
We're operating at speeds of 3.
And what else is there? Like
Why I wrote the Green Mile. Okay.
Screams.
Stephen King.
Screams throughout the
Movie screams, yeah.
Still on the
Necklace,
internet.
it's a bunch of necklaces.
2026, ladies and gentlemen.
graphical images of horror.
So he's no longer running a radio station group anymore.
It's a necklace. It's a bunch of necklaces.
Posters, things like that. Excellent. Now, there's also a whole portion of the web that I know is sort of devoted more towards things such as forensic medicine, and I've seen sites like that on your web, and also actual virtual cemeteries.
No,
Do you have
You're just trying to
Back to
avoid saying rotten.com.
Like really gruesome depictions of accident victims.
Really? Now, where did you find those?
People sent them to me. I didn't go out looking for those, I swear.
Right. Now, how
Yeah, sure you didn't. Somebody check her Alta Vista history.
I spend about 40 hours a week on it.
40 hours a week. Now, do you receive
OAT dot.
I don't know
I'm
if you
just
can call it
admired
mail
how
or just
stilted this
mail. I don't
conversation
get
is.
vampires mailing me wanting me to drink my blood.
He's feebly trying to hit on her.
I'm aware.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't I can't necessarily knock him for wanting to do that.
The high priestess, or
It's just he
The
has
thing
no
in
kids.
that, well, no, I think the thing is that she's more interested in Merkins than Beards.
Probably, but still, she's looking vaguely towards the door.
fan of people out there.
You know, and I don't blame her for it.
The things you guys are doing on the web there for Halloween.
Well,
She is way too much of a nerd for her. Thank you very much.
Yahoo!
Except it's orange.
That's
That's what Yahoo looked like in the early days, kid.
Cabinet and a couple of the vampire webmasters.
troubled by them calling it Yabu.
Ongoing because we don't have time to do it. It'll just
I mean,
parody
it's obvious parody, yeah.
In there for Halloween.
There's some
That's
pages
basically
on the
like a
origins
fork.
of Halloween, how it got started, why we do the things we do.
Now these are pages created by other folks.
The days
Just saying
before Wikipedia.
Something you did yourself.
I'm just saying that Yabu is also another word for tit.
What are some of the things that they're showing about the origins of the holiday?
Well, they'll talk about the spirits that were believed to walk the earth when the veil between the worlds was.
Really got past their marketing
They'll
department.
talk about the old pagan traditions.
Which is where Halloween really sort of seemed to have evolved from. That's great. And then what are the other types of Halloween sites?
I'm just waiting for her to bust out the pepper spray.
Yeah. Or take that keyboard and end this man's life.
Oh man, Spirit, Halloween, Morticia, and Gomez.
Goodness.
I think I saw them on Wednesday.
Pages. I cringe when I think about kids coming to visit my pages, and so I'm glad to see those that are kind of wholesome.
Now that brings up actually a good point. Now this is obviously a gateway to some pretty far out sites on the
That guy in the background is working real hard at pretending not to pay attention to any of this.
Maybe too scary for them?
It does worry me, but I'm not going to censor my site because of it. I'm hoping that their parents will be supervising them while they're using it.
Right. And have you received any complaints or people saying this is a
She's just not that into you.
Yeah.
You don't have to pretend to be interested in what she's actually talking about.
I just want to come in. Just want to come in the room and just take her and say, "Here, let me help you out. You clearly don't want to be here. Let me help you out."
Glazed look is the symbol of the stroke.
Ma'am, do you smell toast?
Do you see this just continuing on, or do you have special plans?
I'd like to annotate my links, describe what you get when you go to the site. I'm kind of hesitant to do that because the copyright.
You can't even read the fucking text of that background.
We'll see.
And that may make
I imagine this was probably a lot more legible when it was, broadcast.
Any chance you might want to write a book on this?
No.
Like right now, you're kind of the foremost expert on it.
If I have time.
Absolutely not.
All right.
If I have time, I must run.
Halloween Spirit and the web. We've got Rolf's horror page.
Possibly screaming.
Yes.
Gosh, look at the position of that hair and that freckle. I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Horror memorabilia and links to movie sites and number of fiction. The best thing about Rolf's horror page is the dark space.
It's like this conversation is incredibly fascinating, but I gotta go wax my butthole.
Yeah.
This is Afterlife.
Gotta go find my own new god.
And what you're trying to do is create a heaven and a hell, 2 levels. And if you've ever
Oh,
played
Afterlife.
it's basically you're building,
Oh, man.
like I said, 2 different cities. This is hell that I have shown here. If you scroll up, you can see heaven.
This is still in the days when LucasArts was more than just Star Wars.
When first
I guess
playing
these
the
days
game,
Star
I
Wars
was a little
licensing.
confused about how to make it go. So
I mean, look,
highly suggest the
Maniac Mansion Day of the Tentacle came out in 1993, okay?
No, I know. I'm just saying this is also one of their non-adventure games. They also made those.
That's true.
Like Secret Weapons of the Luftwaffe was one of the more successful non-adventure Star Wars things.
Well, given that the Tuskegee Airmen were a pet project of historical films and documentaries of Tuskegee Airmen was a pet project of George Lucas, that's not shocking. That he would favor games of that era.
Go to bad things and you have different disasters that you can make happen. My favorite is
I mean, one of his most successful post-Star Wars films was Red Tails.
and you will see zoom in.
I'd rather play Sim City than this.
Destroys your city.
That was most people. Like Afterlife is not remembered.
What
Like,
the hell? Oh, come on. Really?
course, then you must rebuild your city
The
after.
Why is
90s
he
were
dancing like a little Sambo?
He's a
Why aren't you?
disco dancer. Come on.
One of the first times I played this game, I spent all my
Oh,
money
wait.
in hell.
He's doing Staying Alive.
So don't let that happen.
Ironic for Afterlife.
Staying Alive or Boogie Shoes, one of the two.
Electric Boogaloo.
You have to save the rec center.
The thing about the game is the graph, which is located under the scroll bar here. And there's a lot of strategy to the game.
Stay to your UI, LucasArts.
Also, can we get the guy with the camera a fucking gimbal before I vomit?
No, this is 1996. This is how we do.
I'm aware,
He's using a VHS cam. He's using a VHS cam so he could port it right to the computer in 64 hours.
You then come and if you hold and drag, this will make things much faster if you hold and drag.
Yeah, these fucking camera angles. Jesus Christ, I know you're on a handicap, but good fuck.
So that's Afterlife.
Yes, please, get out of that.
Well, another kind of interesting, a little bit weird evening.
Adam, quick, we need some kind of goth emo music reference for the late 90s.
I don't know, Evanescence? I know it's later, but fuck, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I wasn't into the goth.
Sure? No. I got the Buddy Man, something like that.
Yeah, but I mean, just I don't know, you just collect musical knowledge. Even if you don't like it.
Well, it was really interesting. I
Kind of drawing up
blown
here.
my theory about what a witch is all about now. No more pointy hats, but no brooms.
You want to go listen to the Indigo Girls?
The Celtic sites and know a little bit more about what the Wicca religion's all about and all of the different neo-paganist.
Yeah, this is an episode where the guests were pretty weirded out.
So it's kind of neat.
Was she a good witch or a bad witch?
And the big winner was the Afterlife dude who was able to play with himself with the camera. That's it. Nobody else.
Womp womp.
Hours playing that game as a cockroach, and it is really very strange. After a couple of hours, you start to think like an insect. I mean, the world changes. You can only see this.
Yeah, sure, Chief. Right.
Everything is dangerous.
Yeah. By the way, Bad Mojo sold terribly.
They said it's not Sim Roach, but it's a very interesting experience.
So it ain't Mr. Mojo Rising.
Go through the world as a roach.
Starting to worry about him. What do you think?
Looking a little scaly. I'm gonna have bad dreams.
Horse.
So are we.
All right, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week again at the Internet Cafe.
The Internet Cafe is made possible in part
God.
by Intel. One innovative idea always leads to another. Now
There we
with
go.
Connected CD-ROMs that link rich multimedia with creative information on the Internet. For connected CD-ROMs, it's the Intel Pentium processor.
Oh, that was certainly a brain blast to other times.
Need to call the Bondulance. I'm having a stroke.
Bad Mojo. The game's so nice they can use it as background fodder. Anyway. Now time for entertainment news.
So I believe there was a bunch of stuff that went into public domain.
Yes. Yeah, yes it did. Indeed, January 1st is now recognized as Public Domain Day.
Oh man.
Because of the way US copyright law works. Trying to remember, I think it's 95 years or something like that. But the point is
from 19 yeah.
The point is stuff from 1930.
Oh boy, we're in the 30s now. Oh boy.
With the caveat of sound recordings. 1925 sound recordings have now entered the public domain.
Oh,
There's a reason why there's a differential there, but
yeah, we're getting close to when that's going to be fun.
Yes, I suppose it is.
Because once we get into the 30s, that's when we start getting into big band and swing territory, which, ooh. So 5 years away, folks. Get ready.
But yeah, so we've covered one of the big things that has entered the public domain. Not the only iconic character to do that this year. In fact, I'd say arguably the most iconic character, if only by the virtue of they never really stopped publishing her books, Nancy Drew.
Oh man.
Yep. The first 4 Nancy Drew stories are now in the public domain.
Ooh.
Yeah, once again, they've never really stopped.
Yeah.
But
I think my sister has a few Nancy Drew games for the computer from back in the day.
Yeah.
And of course, the key to all these items entering the public domain is that they're not subject to the Copyright Act of 1973, which states 99 years past the death of the creator.
Well, that wouldn't be
Anything
related. No, nothing's subjected to that because stuff is now under the 1998 Copyright Extension Act. Like, so, but yeah. And in movies, so we've reached the point where we are going to be getting literal Oscar winners into the public domain. I need to mention this because the big film that's in the public domain now is All Quiet on the Western Front. Like, okay, so do I have to explain this film to people? Please tell me I don't.
I don't know, but I'm also not a movie guy.
Like, it's considered to be one of the seminal pictures, one of the seminal anti-war movies because it depicts the terror of World War One.
Yep.
Yeah, in a fashion that hadn't really been seen before. Once again, 1930 film is still a fairly young medium. And especially since we're entering a really exciting part of movie making.
Yeah, we're in the 30s. This is like the first real big decade of film, really.
Not only that, but we're coming off of the invention of the talkies.
Yep.
Like,
last year was 29.
Yep. Anyway, probably the other most notable. It's weird to say when I say the title of this, but Soup to Nuts. Now you might be wondering, what is this? Why is this important? First appearance of the Three Stooges.
Yeah.
When they right after they stopped being Ted Healy's Three Stooges.
But but before that, they were actually called the Three Stooges. That they were named. They just appear as nameless firemen. I think it's really more of a retroactive thing, possibly. Since I'm not exactly sure if they are like credited as the Three Stooges. It's generally considered to be the first appearance of the Three Stooges because it's the actors showing up as the Three Stooges. So
yeah. Well, I mean, prior to that, it was a vaudeville type stage show under Ed Healy.
Yeah.
Yep. It was Shep Howard, Larry Fine, and Harry Howard, not Mo. He was credited as Harry here.
Yep.
Yeah. And shifting back to characters, comics, and cartoons, Betty Boop was the headliner, but by far the only iconic character that's hitting the public domain, because we've got the first incarnation of Pluto entering under the guise of Rover, Minnie's dog. Once again, we're getting a lot of rough draft versions
Yeah.
of iconic characters.
Right, who was owned by Minnie, not Mickey.
Yep. So if you want to have Pluto in your work, you have to name him Rover, and he can't be connected to Mickey yet.
Right.
And I'm not joking about that. Like,
Yep.
when it comes to using characters, you can't use the elements that are still under copyright.
Yep,
And
you have to specifically use.
I'm just waiting to hear. I'm just waiting for the announcement to drop for the new horror film, Murder Cocaine Rover.
We'll probably just sell insurance instead, or we'll probably just sell a law firm instead.
yeah. The first Blondie and Dagwood comics hit the public domain. Like, which, once again, long-running comic strip character. So we've also got 9 new Mickey Mouse cartoons, the first Mickey Mouse comic strips, and 10 new Silly Symphony cartoons from Disney.
Year 2.
So,
competition to the Merry Melodies.
Well, Merry Melodies was the response to Silly Symphonies, not the other way around.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Now that's fun.
Possibly. Also, a character I wasn't expecting hitting the U.S. Public domain, Golden Batman. Oh boy, if you don't know this character, God, like I'm not even sure. Oh, sorry. I guess technically, like the Golden Bat or something. Like, he's
Assume that our audience is much younger than we are.
We're talking about the one that's Japanese, or
yes, yes.
Okay. His name is just Golden Bat.
Yeah.
It has nothing to
but-
do with Batman, or in fact, much of anything.
Yeah, he's just really weird because he's this gold skeleton guy
With arbitrary powers to fuck you up if he feels like it.
Yeah, and once again, we are talking about like the original incarnation character, so not the one found in the 1960s anime. He actually comes from this very specific Japanese art form where street vendors would have paintings. I forget the name of it, but they would talk about his tales.
In Kami Shibai, aka Paper Theater.
That's it.
I'm doing some live research, folks. An immortal from Atlantis, he has a skull-like face and golden skin, fighting evil with superhuman strength, flight, a silver baton, with his main foe being the villainous Zero.
Yep. And yeah, he's like considered to be Japan's first superhero. And yeah, he's now in the U.S. public domain. I'm not sure how much that means, because it's kind of like Tintin hitting the public domain like last year. Like, okay, probably still restricted in the country where that's gonna matter. Like, so, because do keep in mind, when we're talking about the public domain here, we're talking about the U.S. public domain. Other countries' public domain laws are different. So characters that are public domain here are not necessarily public domain in, say, France or South Korea, etc., and vice versa.
Interestingly enough, according to the Google search I just did here, in the overview, it says public domain, though later adaptations are not. And there was a 1966 movie.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. But like I said, his most iconic incarnation is the anime series. Like, which is as much as the drug trip as you would expect it to be, given the time period and the character.
this is still a current franchise.
Yep.
Mhm.
Look,
I've just found pictures of action figures.
It's kind of amazing what has lasting power and what doesn't.
Well, you can't argue with good.
Or, uniquely weird. Anyway. And like I said, there's a lot more that's in the public domain. But there is other entertainment news to go over. So I think we are going to go over to Marvel because we've got because we've gotten the what is it, the 4th teaser for Avengers Doomsday. I'm like,
oh boy.
From an original, what was it, June or July launch planning on?
December.
Yeah.
Like
right, it's pushed back to December, but it was originally going to be June or something.
Yeah, they pushed it back to it's now their big Christmas film. But they are teasing the X-Men.
Yeah.
I'm like, and not just the X-Men, the X-Men. It's fucking Patrick Stewart, it's Ian McKellen, it's
Halle Berry,
Kelsey Grammer.
Kelsey Grammer, yep.
I don't think it's Halle Berry because I don't think she's been. Has she been confirmed for it? I don't think she has.
I thought I heard Rebecca Romaine was on board for Mystique.
Yeah, Rebecca Romaine is. Yeah.
Well, who they teased was Cyclops.
Oh yeah, and Marsden is playing him. So
yes. So
which is important.
Yeah. So they're getting.
This is not the McAvoy. This is not the McAvoy era X-Men.
Yeah, they're bringing back the Fox original X-Men. At least that's what they're teasing.
Yeah, minus 2 at this point. Although who knows, that changes.
Yeah, I'm like.
Well, Beast was originally teased in the Marvels in the post-credit sequence. So
Right.
Kelsey Grammer actually played him in the post-credit sequence.
Right, but do keep in mind, they could have recast that.
I suppose.
I don't.
I know that the guy who played Nightcrawler is coming back as well because he's been talking about it.
Right.
Totally, he's a British guy. I'm totally blanking on his name.
Yeah. I'm like, I'll be honest, I do have mixed feelings on this. Very mixed feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the one hand, it's nice that they're finally fucking introducing the X-Men to the MCU. But on the other hand, didn't we have these characters retire? Like, specifically Professor X and Wolverine?
Yeah,
like,
friend.
Oh, that was.
What is like choking sarcasm?
Yeah,
I don't know what's going to go on here because Deadpool and Wolverine kind of retconned some elements of Logan.
They actually didn't, because I know how they're going to get past this, because that's what they've been. That's what Deadpool and Wolverine set up. It's like, no, the Logan versions of those characters are still dead. It's going to be from another variant universe that's similar.
Yeah. This is going to be a bloated mess.
I mean, they've been doing that since Doctor Strange 2.
I mean, welcome to the MCU.
Yeah, and there is one other thing. Next year we do have the 4th Spider-Man film coming out.
Right.
Allegedly. And that will actually be dealing with some other concurrent events addressing why certain characters will not be in Doomsday, because they'll be off doing this because they're supposedly happening at the same time. from what I understood, they're going to be introducing the MCU's Earth 616's true Jean Grey in the fourth Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Right.
So the non-Fox Jean Grey, which will be the introduction to a much younger X-Men crew.
The First Class set.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah. Also, I suppose it's
part of the whole reason why we got the good part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe to start with is because they couldn't use the X-Men or Spider-Man.
I'm aware.
Yeah.
But they can use those characters now, and so they're going to be using them.
I get that, but I'm not expecting it to actually be like good.
Oh, also worth noting, they have already introduced the Beyonder. I'm like, but you probably missed it.
I still haven't caught up with all the TV shows, and I did finally watch Captain America: New World Order, and I haven't seen Thunderbolts or First Steps.
No. You would have not seen the Beyonder in any of these because he was in Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
Oh.
Yeah. Or rather,
well, that would have been covered under TV.
It's an animated thing. So I'm not sure how connected to actual continuity it is. But it's worth noting because, the Beyonder is important for Secret Wars.
Which is supposed to be the next Avengers film, apparently. Maybe, who knows?
Well, in 27, yeah. No, they've solidified that. They've been talking about some other stuff because setting up the X-Men is necessary for Secret Wars, apparently.
Yeah.
There's a theory going around that the Steve Rogers that we get in Doomsday is not actually Captain America, but Captain Hydra. So they're doing that. They're doing the whole Secret Empire thing. There's a few things that they're still on about the Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom is actually superior Iron Man.
Well, we'll see when it comes out. Or rather, other people will see. Because frankly, I think the last Marvel Cinematic Universe thing I saw was Captain America Civil War, and I have no particular desire to change that.
Well, here's the other thing to consider is that everything that we're seeing could be a lie because that's what the Russo brothers do. They lie in the advertising.
Right, because they're hacks.
Oh, it's because they're misdirecting everybody into what they're actually going to put in the film to let everybody
Which
be
is
surprised.
a hack thing to do.
Hey, all right. But yeah, everything we think we're seeing could be a lie. I'll believe it when I see it. Is going to be my statement on this.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right. So I think we've run out of steam here.
I'm feeling like death warmed over, and I still have 6.5 hours of work to do. So
yeah.
What do we got for next week?
Let's see. What do we have for next week? We will be welcoming Joe Cam of the SML Podcast. The SML Podcast is a gaming-related podcast talking about what's going on in the industry and general video game-related discussion. We have tons of guests on the show, and we have more co-hosts than unique listeners. The SML Podcast updates twice a week whenever the show gets posted. Accurate, I know. So, we can relate to a lot of this. And the good news there is Joe has already confirmed.
Hey.
Just messaging is going to be a bit delayed for a few days there because he's going to MagFest over the weekend. But he will be back in time for the program next week. So look forward to that.
Sounds exciting. All right. Well, that was a lot of territory covered. I feel like we had some pretty good content for everybody. Out of lack of guests for our season opener, and that marks a first for MSP that we've had 2 season premieres in a row where we didn't have a guest.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunate,
Yeah.
but it is what it is.
Not a trend I'd like to repeat going into the future, but c'est la vie.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, we don't have a ton of
Way
control
to
over
go.
our guests.
Yes.
Yeah.
Que sera.
Exactly. All right, so we'll see you all next week. And once again, I'm Mac Paladin. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there.